So me they call because now the authority owner the airport then say the NACOVAC issue. Yeah, this is what we've been told, that this is NACOVAC issue. Now our flight is gone. Yeah, what's going to happen to us? Where are we going to stay tonight? You know, where our next flight is going to come from? If Solomon Jamiru, who is the spokesman for NACOVAC, yeah, can he comes on air now and respond to us? Because this is a NACOVAC issue. This is not the airport issue.
So any NACOVAC work mandate na the sense that they also then suppose for the Nalungi they now?
Just hold on. I got another passenger with me as well who is really angry more than me. Hold on.
Good morning. Ibrahim na my name. This is really pathetic. Really pathetic. One day, then give me fake certificate. You put code and reject her. When we talk, they say not to the fault. Now NACOVAC the fault. They're waiting at the way forward because we get 3 picking there. Wait for travel. 3 picking for travel today. I don't miss them. Waiting at the way forward. And I don't get money now. Money no day.
All right, many thanks to you. Yeah, we go try forget NACOVAC them and let them respond to the concerns them. Where they come out from,
and then NACOVAC needs to take responsibility. Not a matter of 50-50. Now that share law needs to take full responsibility because we do everything. Do not text we say we get COVID. Then we say we are negative. Then we come for results no day. You can have me. I get me text all on my phone.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let's get on to Asma again, please. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, so the program you listen to now, good morning.
Yeah, so maybe and Khadija, now the situation this airport now, like the passenger they say, nobody know they for cancel to the passenger they for no waiting they happen, waiting at the situation now. But any updates we I get since I still there, I will make una know.
Many thanks to you, Asma James, and the other passenger in Nalungi International Airport. This morning, where there is serious concern, as over 50 of them, they now Nalungi International Airport and don't miss their flights because they say NACOVAC not able to give them the certificates them with proof say they not get COVID for board the flights, and according to them, the flights don't already left. Well, we go try to get somebody from NACOVAC for response to them concerns, and they know waiting next day for happen now because the passenger they don't miss their flight this morning due to concerns and when they get see NACOVAC not able to give them the results for make them board.
Well, the program Good Morning Salon they continue, and from that interview they come over to our studio guest, and this time I welcome the Minister of Information and Communication, Mohamed Swaray, we there between at the studio for can tell we things where the ministry able to do inside last year and the planning way forward for this year 2022. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Yes, family on the morning. I'm glad for the year today. And since they don't take over 1 year since Mituna, I want on my personal behalf and on behalf of the ministry and indeed government for extend best wishes for 2022 to Wunana Radio, to all the media and to the government and postal.
Okay. So the Ministry of Information and Communication gets a mandate for put together some policy and law them we then go use for regulate and ensure say standard service in the information sector, and also for ensure say the media industry gets what it take for make sure say whatever they do we get for do talk telecommunication they in a standard and improved way, and in line with that also for create a digital inclusive environment where everybody will take part as this go promote democracy, create more employment, and also make Salon Day in line with other country them on information and communication technology. How the ministry don't they do this in the year 2021 and the plan we didn't get for the present year or now 2022, the minister they can give you a full update on that. Mr. Minister, from that introduction on some of the mandates of the ministry, we'll start for look back at the year 2021 in terms of things we wanna work on, where you go point out say this is a great achievement we wanna make for improve the ICT world.
Yeah, so first a good for remind Fambola what's in the mandate of the Ministry of Information and Communications. A twofold mandate. One, now for ensure say we help for bridge the communications gap between government and citizens. What do they mean? My ministry for make sure say people that know what in government they do, and we say for take the people that feedback back to government for inform government policy. So that's one limit that one. They do that mostly principally through working with the various media outlets there and using a multi-pronged approach. You take the other bit, the other limb, the ministry now they oversee government or in interest na ICT infrastructure, yeah, na the country. Now the ministry they mediate that one day now they oversee that particular limb. And the other one now for make sure say we create the enabling regulatory and legislative environment for able attract private sector investment at the sector and for make sure say we able for drive an inclusive digital environment, right? So now the main mandate and that. So basically 2021 was a great year in many ways. Number one, we all sabi this country don't go digital, or at least we do under value. His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio, don't they always say this country, like the rest of Africa, will miss out on 3 industrial revolutions. Law not miss out on this 4th industrial revolution, we powered by digitalization. So it wants less Sierra Leone able participate, law not only be end users. So if you want to do that, you get to put the necessary mechanisms there in place for make sure so you protect the citizens. For example, we are aware, say, about, I hope so I'm going to start right, about 89% of citizens there, they're connected by mobile voice, about 27% they on various social media platforms, not quite sure about the start, but I need to check it on the back. So that means that a substantial part of the population we're connected, where they do digital interactions on one platform or the other, or where they talk to themselves. So governments get the responsibility for make sure say their citizens and where they use their digital equipment and they feel protected in digital space in much the same way where government take responsibility for protecting citizens in real life, right? So that one is important. So because of that one day, now that make you find out say in the year just gone by, 2021, will be enact the cyber security and crime law, right? That will make sure so we protect many citizens and all the in digital space. We'll create the right environment for them so nobody no go bully them, nobody no go abuse them, all the reason and this, so then we will operate there. That's the number one reason we'll do. And what we'll do that one day, this is unlike other laws. The other law will pass within a shelf. This is a living law, right? So what to make us say a living, it as a full package. One of the recommendations in the law, now for law set up a national SAT, cyber incident security response team. That national Saturday, now then will be the technical wing for ensure say people then comply by that law day. But just in case you get for going to court or something, we don't already begin a process with ECOWAS support for train judges there, for train investigators there, for able to implement the cyber security and crime law. I mean, this is currently happening. And last time, where His Excellency President Bill they give accent where they sign it into law, ECOWAS been in there, boku people them in there. ECOWAS make that firm commitment say they will train Sierra Leoneans there for make sure so they get them up to speed in areas like how for curate, how for preserve electronic evidence because they're very volatile, right? So then the other training they are about to go on. The non-car inspect the potential office for the national SAT, now the new NATCOM building. Once it's complete, the installations of the equipment again. Now European Union they fund down through ECOWAS, Salud get the privilege because we led a very strong team under my leadership. We make a strong advocacy, so Salon get that opportunity. But what's more important as we talk about this, now the fact say the president in commitment for improved gender representation of government they go before. On the new national SAT is going to be headed by a very profoundly qualified Sierra Leonean woman. We get the key competencies and requirements there. And at the ECOWAS region, they commend we for this. We are the only country who gets a national SAT with a woman the leader.
All right, Mr. Minister, you can't continue for tell we waiting the ministry being do inside 2021. But meanwhile, we still a struggle forget onto NACOVAC, forget response to citizens them we don't stand na Lungi International Airport as a result of them not giving them the results them for made them board and the flights are already left. What's in government make up of this?
Yeah, so I got the privilege at the Sudan at the Presidential Task Force on COVID. The president they treat this matter very, very seriously. Aware I say last time we get a conversation with Harvard Business School with the specialists there, COVID. They say Sarah Leo, the world don't manage this response here, they commend the world over on a CDC. So this government they treat this matter very seriously. This is a very serious allegations there. Now citizens there, what they try for make the country attract to fair share of foreign direct investment with the one law citizens that come for vacation, one for promote tourism. So this is now very serious allegations there as government who will look into them. I mean, as well as the holding statement, because now the area now, we will look into them and government will take the necessary actions there for corrector so that no other people there not will suffer the same kind of inconvenience or other people that now suffer. Because so, obviously get a lot of implications.
Even though you say when I go look into this current situation with the results for over 50 passengers, they don't miss their flight this morning, but not to the first and this way concerned on the come from the public for SAGA issues we get for do it, NACOVAC then test results and all. Even the workman them, the NACOVAC over 3 months now done the strike. The last one we then do na last week, usai then go na even cutting tea, they end up go state house even for CC them pay them salaries and because they say they get over 8 months backlog salary where they not receive it. How serious government take this? We know to now is start, but say now the workman they not get them paid and then they threaten say if they not pay them, we go result to a time where people not going to get the results them for the test, and then we don't see happen. So
okay, so unfortunate, like I say, this response they don't rate around the world as one of the most nimble, one of the most effective. That is not to say they get challenges. We regret say then challenges and they happen, like I say. But I got good news now. Just yesterday, the Presidential Task Force meet with His Excellency presiding. A decision has been taken for let them pay whatever backlog then with or legitimate backlog then, right? So that will be done. In the meantime, we appeal to all them people then because just like then player then with the under now, Cameroon, Youssef, na COVID, this is a global thing. Now our frontline people there, now our ambassador there, let them trust the process. And let them be sure say they will process the whatever emoluments there and they will pay them eventually. So
your ministry now like sort of government microphone. Are you the talk for the government? Yeah. Any issues where they happen? Are you the communicate between the government and the people then?
Yes, absolutely.
So now we got a situation at hand. Over 50 people in Lungi, people and the way they return back for go to their work and then don't stranded. Meanwhile, before government protocols and go for happen meetings and all. What's the immediate or emergency thing where you want for sit to NACOVAC? Because now we try forget Solomon Jamiru, we not get anybody yet for respond to them concern ya. Waiting at the most immediate thing where you go say to them even they listen you now as for address waiting they happen at Lungi while governments go forget their meetings.
Okay, so number one, this is a breaking news story, right? A breaking news story this. So we need to forget to head around that. But as well as the holding statement, I want to talk to me family na Lungi. We're sorry and we regret the inconvenience, but I want to assure you say government they work very hard with the appropriate authorities there for make sure say we resolve this here and cut short on the inconvenience, right? And for resolve on a permanent basis for ensure say no other passenger no go through this situation again.
What about NACOVAC?
NACOVAC they remain and then we'll take the appropriate action.
Okay. In name na Mohamed Swaray, Minister of Information and Communication. If they respond to the current situation within Alunge, Usai over 50 passengers been stranded because they not get their original COVID test where this make them miss in flight. Well, the minister will continue to give you update as he there for talk about things where a ministry able to do inside last year and the way forward for this year 2022. Mr. Minister, I don't highlight different things we you don't talk about, especially on the information and communication technology. let me look at the enactment of the cybercrime bill. We don't turn to law now. They'll look at the system where they in place for ensure say this not just some children are black and white as in paper, but the structure and system they in place for CC really work. From where it turned to law, which one I don't put in place?
Well, even before it turned to law, because we are aware, say, day of planning is different from the day of battle. So begin prepare this thing. So already we don't train Sierra Leoneans there. Yeah. And this is not competency-based training, rigorous assessment. Not to say this is not Bobo go be expert. No. The European Union through ECOWAS, then conduct competency assessment, then do testing, and do all kinds of things. So a lot of training on the people that don't appoint, because they've already been in the system and get various competencies, right? So in order to count additional burden. So then people that they don't train. Like I say, we also don't begin training for investigators then and for the judiciary, because ultimately now they get for the interpret and implement these lawyers with them at Iago court. Then training don't begin. And there's also commitment. There's commitment for upgrade the forensic lab of the Sierra Leone police, so then we're able to do more serious forensic investigations. For the simple reason that cybercrime, people that know the commit normally they're resident outside the jurisdiction, outside and they commit the crime. So important say you able get law then and you able get commitments for international cooperation. So now that make with the accent to Boku organizations. Important for note say this cybercrime law, apart from just protecting citizens in cyberspace, now also international commitment with this country may not make. Now Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, African heads of state there, during the previous administration may make that commitment, but not much was done for implementing. It also the part of the ECOWAS directives, all ECOWAS member states there for get law there for protect people in the cyberspace and data protection, right? So now some events and they would not appoint people there, like I said, would not appoint one of the most profound Sierra Leone, is a profoundly competent Sierra Leonean woman for leaders. And this one, ECOWAS don't commend for her. This is not the only SAT that will be led by a woman. And I don't get the opportunity for work with this person here for the last 3 years. And she's a ruthless finisher when it comes to our work business.
All right. Mohamed Swaray, Minister of Information and Communication. Continue for between the program area this morning for give we updates on waiting the ministry do in 2021 and say figure for tell we waiting and plan for do for 2022. The program they continue 8 a.m. at the time from the studio clock with a take short break.
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office. It like you not get the account number. Buy Exalite. Pay other bill them and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Pardon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store or go on Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering God.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue. We will bring this edition come to it this Thursday morning. Me, Nasapti Yukalon.
And Mabel Kaba.
Inside the program now, we look at issue. The executive secretary in the National Commission for Persons with Disability, Salamin Kotekwi, don't call on Kumbra them with the born Pekin with disability for the report to the commission for anybody where they provoke the Pekin or the disability. So he said the commission will take serious action against some people here. Salamin Kotekwi talk this after with some disabled Pekin them we benefit from the child empowerment program with the Dorothy Springer towards Godu together with One Family People and Lillian Foundation for support disabled people with wheelchair, coach, book, uniform, and other support them to different disabled picking them. Na Princess Pias do this report and Kabia voice
The Child Empowerment Program where Dorothy Springer Trust they do together with One Family People and Lillian Foundation for support disabled people with wheelchair, crutch, book, uniform, and other supports to different disabled picking Now support where they carry on for long term now, as way for support disabled picking them na the country. But whose area this support they cover? Dr. Abdullahi Dumbuya, now the Chief Executive Officer, be explain about this program.
The program now focuses on 5 key areas. It focuses on education. Education will allow for provide uniform, transportation for let the beginning go school. We're able to do things like for buy shoes, socks, belts, all that things a day for the beginning. The second one about health. And we health components is very important. We not so medical doctors there where they provide medicine and everything. And we get picking and we get epilepsy. And we get picking and we need physio. We get picking and we need exercise. So the money what they provide, we pay that money there to an organization. When Epilepsy Association of Sierra Leone. For let them begin and we get epilepsy every month for let them go collect the medication. Then the third component, now what we call social inclusion. Now they call the one program child empowerment program. Where you begin good education, you make sure say if they take the medication, we're not going to stop them for they go school. Or you include them at the family or inside the community. You be able to learn something where you contribute to that community. You don't empower that beginning.
This program where Dorothy Springer Trust they do. Now with support from one family people, but waiting the makeup of this program, Samuel Macaulay, now the program manager.
I could say anytime we come here, I be glad for see waiting they happen, and we appreciate we partner organization when a DST more, and also the parents them, because one of the parents them get a vital role for playing and then picking their life. We don't hear beaucoup story about parents the way they neglect them picking. But one very good approach where DST gets to them program now the parent support group side. And the fact that they encourage UNA for the part of the implementation process, for be part of the process, say UNA said that's a role for playing on a begin their life, and UNA need for do 1 or 2 things. Then are something we glad for. Do ya the support where they give? Make sure say the begin they use them. Make sure say the uniform where they give. At least the boxing come out there. Use parents backside for make you fix boxing. So the day UNA do ya make UNA work with PO. When a DST, make una support them so that themselves in turn go able for help una picking them better one.
Salamin Kotekwi, now the executive secretary na the National Commission for Persons with Disability, be encourage comrade for the reports to the commission, but discrimination against disabled picking them.
I want to make sure alone and also government is committed to the issue of disability, and we don't get achieve beaucoup in irrespective of the challenges. We get lost there now where they protect the kingdom with disability. Then the PKR then provoke. We office then New Englandville come to we go follow that case to the letter, okay? Because people they take advantage of an PKR. In fact, sometimes the way the parents are, not only picking go for palava, mama and papa get palava with somebody now, picking and they take cosa. See, look at picking for Bayana, that they will pick where you born. I must say we now the face the here every day and now, but for long tap anyone way provoke them pick here. Now for Canada we office, we will take drastic action against that person there.
Radio Democracy been talk to some of the people who benefit from this program. And we get this for say.
I get blind picking where they with this Dorothy Springer Trust. I they benefit a lot from there because then they really help me picking. We don't the kaya, then they support we with school learning materials like school bag, shoes, uniform, and even then braille paper. They call it a braille paper then they use. So we are glad, like parents, and we all glad because then they really do well for me.
The brother they face a lot of challenges them without coach because everyone can creep not run and it don't really go through them constants there. But with DST Springer and Trust, they don't gain a lot, at least they can get in coach now and it will help a lot we need that kind of help and support there for them people there in this country. And don't cry for them a lot, and I appreciate the foundation and every single person who support this thing across this country.
Then people here end up assured of what is spring at trust and then partner then say, then go use the support where they don't give them the proper way, we go benefit the disabled picking them. Now Princess Spears put these reports together and na me, Kabia voice for Radio Democracy, Kabia the reports.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue, and we still get the Minister of Information and Communication at the studio this morning when Mohamed Swaray. They tell we waiting and waiting, the ministry do inside 2021. Well, as we continue for look at on our events and activities they wanna been get inside 2021, let's look at the issue we get for do with una as a ministry being the supervisory ministry for different sectors, them we agencies them. We get Sal Post, we get Daily Mail, Natcom, Slena, Sal Kabwe, now Nazud Labs, and other institutions them where the ministry they supervise. Waiting at the current status as per waiting at the efforts where the ministry been doing inside 2021 for ensure say their institutions here so really they up and working for salon people then.
So let's just take some of it in and I'll count to specifics if you permit me. Okay, so in the same year we'll talk about 2021, we and the World Bank will collaborate. They undertake a diagnosis assessment, digital economy for Africa. They undertake a diagnosis assessment of Sierra Leone with digital landscape, the opportunities that we'll get, the challenges there, and the thing that we'll do for make sure so we're not left behind. We're able for progress, for realize the president's vision of a digitally inclusive Sierra Leone, where people then able to compete and participate. We as ministry now we charge with doing this under the National Development Plan, na cluster 3.5 a day. So that's why we are charged. So because we don't do that, we don't do that diagnostic study day, we don't cooperate and collaborate with the World Bank over the period. We don't take bold, audacious regulatory and legislative actions there. The World Bank will be now nearly blacklist this sector. Over the world, we manage the cable landing system we call SAGA over the years. The World Bank are pleased for note say when they work together for begin a project, a $50 million grant today now, within they support the government of Sierra Leone with for actualize the president's vision of a digitally transformed Sierra Leone. Already, we don't do key thing there. September this year, all being well, this project will become effective. It's a digital transformation project. We don't do all the work there now. So the mission, they continue various stages, a collaborative effort. So we are family on cause. I mean, we're glad to say we don't claw back the support of the World Bank after the vex per week. The other points were important for note. We don't, he asked for the other sector then, we don't review together with sector players, with civil society, and all salient stakeholders. We don't review the National Telecommunications Law. So we don't gazette up, ready for go Parliament right now. I'm supposed to do pre-legislative hearing sometime next week. So this is work in progress because the time them and do the NATCOM Act 2006, they amend them, very, very minor amendments there. And not take boku thing into consideration. As at the time they do the NATCOM Act 2006, will not be get, for example, the cable landing station not be there. Boku thing we don't do now on the digitalization not be there that end. So the law don't left behind. So we need for like a catch up with times and so they bring on board a lot of best practices around the world.
Let me look at Sal Post. It don't say we're not the area, but Sal Post.
Candy. Just patient me small. At the touch each and I want to talk about the big issues and I can land there now. I can land there at the various sides. Please, we don't agree. Say this year, we all okay. So the other thing I want to talk about last year, when a member say where His Excellency President Bill take over, a talk say in this modern day digitalization, now the fuel with the engine growth and national development. So what they do? First trip to China and FOCAC, I've been talked to in counterpart President Xi Jinping for support. So we had a 30 million concessionary loan for law take fiber to the remaining districts of the country. So the 5 districts that will benefit include Koinadugu, because they never benefit from phase 1. Koinadugu, they benefit from this phase. Pujeon, they benefit from this phase. Kailaon, they benefit from this phase. Bond, they benefit from this phase. And Moyamba, they benefit from this phase. As part of the fiber backbone phase 2. 90% of the work done complete. So they also connect some key government institutions, including the local councils there within their place. Then we also don't just complete something like 39.5 kilometers of aerial fiber cable na provincial headquarters towns of Bo, Kenewa, Makeni, and Poloko, right? The eventual thing for let them give access points. So if you go Poloko, for example, na you want for take fiber na your host, you want for connect your host easy. So this is an opportunity for small medium enterprises within that ecosystem for set up now a place like Poloko for able to deliver internet services, for set up now a place like Makeni for able to do same, for set up now a place like Bo, like Kenema, right? So we are taking connectivity to the different steps of Sierra Leoneans. Right? So then now the other one, I want for mention other thing broad sweeping model in terms of specifics, if you may.
Before we come to them, one in the way we want to talk about, what's the status of the Sierra Leone postal services when a Sal Post?
Sal Post, they do well in the circumstance. They could do better. Post offices around the world don't fall on hard times. These are challenging times because they don't get serious challenge from the digital economy. Seriously challenged. Now, normally, the way you want post, first time, you go on internet, no more, you don't write. So the post office don't get challenged. What would they try for do? We want for latch on to technology. The same thing we don't pose a threat to the survival and success of the post office. Now we want for latch on to back, or let the post office revive, let it thrive, and let it succeed.
When do I want for that?
So let build the case, let family understand. So last year, I go na a conference, na UPU organizer conference in Abidjan. Now the first conference is them in the host in Africa. Now that conference they emerge say we salon pay, we don't say we not pay with use. We last pay with use in about 1980 thereabout. So how you go want this now the regulatory body for the post? Now they set standards, now they help small post offices around the world. We membership fee, it don't take 30 years on AP. So when you do that, then benefit then they within other institutions. And they benefit from it. They benefit from capacity building, they benefit from technical support, the benefit from
because the reason why they
ask, so the good news is
as Minister of Information and Communication, Mr. Minister, most times when you come at the studio, you don't tell listeners about how President Bio in government believe in ICT and all of that. So that make I want for let people know.
I want people know more.
For example, waiting at the digital system within a Post.
So club then small club that all can belong to. Where you they pay membership deal, they enjoy opportunities. So over the years, 20, 30 years, Salon they pay. So we know the benefit from technical support, we know the benefit from capacity building, we know the benefit from then grants and all of them. So they're not even one go right for vote. But with the Ministry of Finance, we work a deal with them, we do a payment plan, we don't begin adhere to that one day. So Salon go begin benefit from them. And already, we don't begin to talk about technical support. And under this World Bank support, we also want to let the post office benefit. Like I say, waiting kill the post office when a digitalization for the most part, now want for use as mercy again for MENA.
Okay.
Right? So a lot of work there in the offing around this. In fact, with the review the law, that one they get ready for cabinet. Post office will not forget how even though the post office technically they're under the National Commission for Privatization. I provide ministerial lead for them, the cabinet and this. But we're not going to sit down the post office die. The post office must regain glory days.
Continue for the between inside the program, Minister of Information and Communication, Mohamed Swaray. Inside the program, good morning, Salon. Now we go for a break.
Because money easy for loss, like how it easy for broke egg. You save not for life, you couple business. So people they will not sabi, and one day we get Ben. Union Trust Bank get all the correct and master sabi people them for help make you couple better. We na Union Trust Bank. Team up Tiganga. So your money go fine with no wahala. And you no go get we kind service no other side. Make good use of we SMS alert where they show you your money transaction. Enjoy the internet banking services for check your accounts. Sef, you can visit my website on www.utb.sl for no more, but we order plenty product and service them. Now Union Trust Bank, excellence now it's on card. Union Trust Bank, the force and true Salomon Bank.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue with a look at the issue of the program this morning. Inside the management consultant for SUA Investment Company, Augustine Sheku, say the company don't invest about 60 million loans as support to bike rider them. Na Fairma Chiefdom inside Kono District as way for reduce the unemployment rate na that part of the country. Well, Augustine Sheku talk this, where SUA Investment Company go give the motorbike them where them buy for the young people yana Fairma Chiefdom. Also, I said them fair not see the bike rider them na this chiefdom. Don't they get challenged for buy bike them? And that make it say them buy the 5 bike them for the young people them. Well, you know, Kabia gets more on this, he gonna reports.
So a chiefdom na Kono district involved for agriculture. Usai they don dey plant different things them like banana, plantain, cassava, and plenty other one them. But this chiefdom don dey suffer for good road for bring them produce here, come na Koidu and other parts them na the country. For help address them challenge here, where this chiefdom don dey get, make some group of people wey comot na so a chiefdom na Kono district been decide for form the SOA Investment Company. Wey for over 3 years now, they don dey buy them produce here na them farmer they earn and save. Don dey make the road accessible to community people na this community. And according to SOA Investment Company, the aim na for reduce poverty na SOA chiefdom inside Kono district. As we for give work to young people na Kono district, make SOA Investment Company don go support young people na Fairma Chiefdom with bike wey cost over 60 million loans. Augustine Sheku, now the managing consultants for SOA Investment Company.
We see abject poverty in Fairma, and no civilized community not go on for see people in misery. So let me we extend that kind opportunity to them so that we also help them for see how themselves be able to rise up, counted, and be able to do things on their own. So I believe this will be a moral lesson to even themselves. Say when you see a neighbor, they do anything, help them, because if you're better, you say one day you will benefit from them. The bike man then not get means of livelihood, not get capital for invest in bikes. So we decide for invest because we get disposable income from our business.
And continue say the 5 bike them where they don't give to their young people here now on cost recovery, as in say their young people here gets for payback for this bike so that the company go use the money and buy other bike them and give to young people now this chiefdom.
So we decide for invest in 5 motorbikes where it cost you about 60 million loans as seed money, since they find it difficult for get access to capital, and provide them bikes and they so that they go operate them on a cost recovery basis, able for generate enough revenue for buy other bikes so that other riders then will benefit from it. So then the basic reason that's why we can affirm. First of all, then don't be away for 1 year. They will buy the bikes, will sign an MOU. And that MOU they spell out very clearly the rules of engagement with regard to how for operate the bikes, not to free, but rather for let them run them on cost recovery basis. In addition, also we give them 2 band them. We're in a very important thing where they bring the community together. A community like people, they get common values, and one of the common values are the culture where they get where dry season can come together, they make gladdy, and through that band they see they all they understand the same language where they bring unity amongst them.
Augustine Sashe could be same way so talk about the way how the young people they are get for pay for this bike where they don't give them.
Well, we don't set up a scheme. I make the MOU. It is spelled out very clearly what in the scheme they about how they for operate them, and then we go now get a framework wherein the one when they benefit from this first set of bikes will work within that framework for let them able for generate income and create opportunities for other people. Then at the end of it all, if they go by the memorandum, they will generate the cost of the bikes plus the 20% profit will go plow back into the scheme. Then we're able to get assets for themselves. So I think they're going to be proud owners of bikes, which something they ever dream of.
Eya Usman Bande, now the chairman for the Fairma Bike Riders Association, starts first for talk about the challenge them when they face that chiefdom day.
We struggle because I'm being asked we challenges who they face into, and me as a chairman been done analyze the challenges that who they face into. The mobility side because I get about riders and we sit on a long bench, pass na babaje then can do. So based on that, the bargain for Sito we cry and be notan. Been give what we say go loan way with 5 motorbikes with licensing and so. So himself he been go by in word and stand by in word.
In continue say the association go work with the bike rider them where they get for give this bike for say them pay this money on time.
Me believe say this way the CEO don't do so, just like what they say now test case. And me say get for deliver myself well to and according to in expectation by God in power. And these 5 bikes, not to the last one this, I believe not the first, but not to the last this. By God in power, a full sabi, and God will use me, not to me. Self go able to use me, but God will use me, He will direct me into the way that way I will able to control them things and for long the most successful one. For the next one, they will sit on a long bench, where they all go able to grab and do something on their own. Because this is a big employment. People can look at and say bike riding not only employment is but me as a chairman, I know the benefits and the interest of bike riding. We make I become a chairman because me I be once a rider, but I know the interest and how I've been work with the riders and make the rider then put me before. Not a blessing I get, but I know the constraint and the challenges where they inside bike riding. But through that, me believes a bike riding are employment.
During this ceremony, so our investments coming in, being given to community people na Fairma chiefdom. Sir Mohamed Fomba, na the chiefdom speaker na Fairma chiefdom Kono district being get this for say, but the ban where they don't give them.
In the first place, this ban it means beaucoup things. One, that we traditional set up, we don't put back again in position. Because I hope say any traditional dance what they do now, we'll get banned today, everybody happy. Sometimes today, the dance will sleep in this area. So ready for that. Been the use ban before, but we don't well, so nobody get other ban. And now we don't get new ban. This ban here, you don't show idea, you don't give more sense that now we don't get this ban. The first one we get to not be take care of and good. But this one now, I think we will keep money for at any time we well, we will buy other one. It's not going to be like the first time. If it's actually the talk says that we're picking the but now we eat directly because we have to take care of them back then. Now property. If we see anyone the misuse, we're not going to allow them. We will tell the bike rider chairman, the bike let them take them from the person. We're going to property. And the first thing we don't bring can for let develop the youth then.
Sir Mohamed Fomba end up say this not to the first time when so our investments coming in. Don't they support chiefdom them na Kono district? We making call on government and other people we come out na Kono district for help them solve the road problem. We then get na Kono district for Radio Democracy. You know Kabia the report.
The program, Good Morning Salon, they continue, and inside the program, we come in with the Minister of Information and Communication. We don't give updates so far on things that we were able to do inside last year as we for create a digital inclusiveness society in the country. Mr. Minister, you don't make point of different things that don't they put in place. Inside last year, what they also lay emphasis on the issue of digital transformation, also on do consultation and validation. And in line with that, we still get a funding from World Bank of $50 million. In that line of digital transformation, inside last year, we were able to achieve inside that particular transformation they will want to do.
So for access World Bank funding, in a very rigorous process and procedure. Yeah, we don't do pre-assessment, assessment, so the thing then they continue. Yeah, I think that by May, this issue to go to the board for approval. By September, the project effective date. So all lengthy how they do now they lay the foundation because I mean the baseline very weak. We not be don't get policies, for example. Now we don't do the digital development policy. Now we don't do a strategy for digital development, digital transformation strategy. We don't just done validation 2 weeks ago for the strategy. The policy has been approved by cabinet. The strategy we don't just a week to Christmas. Now do that validation, that final validation day, and they await cabinet approval. So a lot of work on they go in on this. But the ministry, not just about digital transformation, not just about ICT. The ministry, one of the limbs then of the ministry, that information aspect. Well, Sierra Leoneans will be a testimony to the fact say we have continued to do. We in an era where citizens and they yearn for more and more information, So for that reason, my predecessor, the Obindina, for example, the Ministry of Information, they will tell you, say, I have visited more radio stations, for example, more TV stations than any one of my predecessors. Then because as a year go by, citizens then desire for more and more information to become insatiable. So that one, we have continued to educate citizens. We have continued to take the goodwill messages of government achievements then to citizens then. Last year, down they all culminate in the end of year retreat we'll get. We bring together about 200 media practitioners and civil society leaders then for share government achievements then, for talk about the challenges then, and how we partner together, for make government more effective and for making this democracy continue to thrive from strength to strength. That one they will do. His Excellency, don't direct me say, we will do more of that in this new year. And I could not agree more, because it will be a continuous iteration process. We will do, so people then will understand. Because there are many things, even at the retreat, where some minister then go talk to some media people then not be know, right? Some, now be the first time they come face to face with the minister there, interview them, ask them questions, particularly for provincial journalists there. So they continue that one day. Apart from that one day, last year, that been very successful year on many fronts for the ministry and indeed for Sierra Leone. His Excellency, the President, on November 4th last year, he formally signed the Global Media Pledge. Salone don't become the 5th member of the Global Media Freedom Coalition. This is an association of like minds, if you like, of countries that want to do well with media freedom, with access to information. We get then credentials, and the Salone don't repeal, we don't strengthen the right to access, and other things. So because of that one, no journalist is in jail because of the views there, waiting the right. So because of that, Salone don't become a leading light for media freedom, for access to information. So they admit we to the Global Media Freedom Coalition as a 5th member, and the president may get the honor, then congratulate her for all the good work they do. So that's in itself a milestone, because Salone are the 5th country in Africa. We don't join that coalition there. So that one I think is very important for talk about.
All right, Mr. Minister, let me take short break and continue to look at small things them way when I don't do and self-plan them for 2022. Okay. We'll go for short break.
Appreciate the Auditor General's Department for their great work.
ACC don't try for this country.
I they tell you, me brother.
So, how the 2019 audit report be enforced?
You know. Well, make a gist you. The ACC been done with investigation with the 2019 audit report. Then don't indict some man don't even refund the government corporate and property, and this been run up to billions of loans.
What about the 2020 audit report we just come out?
The ACC don't begin for look into the 2020 audit report proper one. Right now as I they talk, the ACC be don't arrest and detain some government workman them, where they name them then at the reports. And the commission don't give bail to some of them workman there. And one more thing, some don't even begin pay back the money there. So ACC, the commission don't also continue for do waiting them can call systems and processes review, where they help build public office them for make corruption not happen there.
My sister, I also hear you say, as ACC they do all this, then also they continue for do them other work them for tap corruption as alone.
Fambul them. Una make we all join ACC for effect and pull corruption as alone.
Protect yourself from corruption. You hear that?
Una picking for discharge today, but una not pay the money yet.
Doctor, give me your number. I don't send them.
Alex, I don't give you the number for send hour in fees.
I don't send them.
How much the big bag is?
Na 320,000.
I not get the full cash now.
Na for send them.
Senam? Wetin are this Senam wey all man dey talk about?
You late for your real Mary. Send them now go call the Ecopo service. This one fast, simple. With the Ecopo, you go send and receive money to anybody, any sign a salon, simple one. The person no need forget bank account or internet. Even if na bought phone you get, you go receive and cash money, easy one. With the Ecopo, you go buy something, any sign a salon.
We'll go able to attract private sector.
Highest grade pensimate.
Information and communication at the studio. Mohamed Swaray, it don't tell we waiting the ministry do in 2021. And we did in 2022 now. Just give listeners and waiting at the Ministry of Information on our targeted goals them for achieve this 2022.
Well, so we're very, very clear. We will be in the campaign for letting repeal the criminal libel law of 1965. One of the arguments then was that with the repeal, we'll go able to attract private sector investments in the media. His Excellency don't make bold for say, would they host a media, an investment conference for the media? At least for tell Fambul and say, we don't attract good partnership, well partners in the talk, and that one then something we want for able to achieve before the end of the first quarter. You know, when Sludge, MRCG, all the people that we did it, we all done the work, we work very hard. When, you know, development partners there, we work very hard for conveying the first ever of its kind, you know, media conference na Salou, so that we'll be able to attract private sector investment. Because now been the argument that will make, and indeed, there are huge opportunities for investment in the media, right? But people they need for know about them, they need for get an idea of the returns on investment and all that in the. So that will work on down the right now as I talk to you. Again, this same year, we enact the data protection law. I remember this is a very important situation, this, because every citizen they generate so much data, and more importantly, because of the nature of services they now would get, whether digital or otherwise, people then data need to be protected, right? So that one day in a nutshell. So this government care about that one day. So as a result, the NCRA and the ministry, they work very hard for make sure so we're able to enact the data protection law as soon as possible. You remember say where we take the cybersecurity and crime law in the parliament, MP them are very concerned, say it not go together with the data protection law. We've been telling say it go come, even though not to a fact say if we can't any other. Nigeria, for example, enact the cyber security and crime law around around 2015. The data protection law followed 4 years later in 2019. But we now will go make sure say inshallah, first half of this year we will go enact the data protection law. Than the other one. Again, you remember we don't talk about this $50 million grant with the World Bank. They support through the Ministry of Finance. They support for digital transformation. That project they become effective later this year. And now and then a big opportunity. We want for make digitalization rare. The components then we did it, that project, and that opportunity that for talk about another day. Nothing that will make real changes in the lives of in the way we do business. It will bring more efficiency gains to government, and it go citizens and go benefit directly from now and day. So I think that's important to note.
So look at the issue of other institutions they will not supervise, like NATCOM. NATCOM then get a mandate for regulate mobile company them. Whose emphasis on a go lay for this year 2022 for ensure say the service within different institutions they improve, accessible and affordable. Yeah,
well, so now one of the reasons that I mentioned where I start off, I say would take the electronic communications law, na parliament, they do pre-ledge next week. Tentatively slated for Wednesday. If there's no cabinet, I go do on Wednesday. But if there's cabinet, we'll reschedule. So that's on cause. For them to for happen, now law then. So the law then, we all don't look out when the mobile network operators then, when the internet service providers then, with the cable landing, the whole civil society, consumer parliament. So everybody is on board. Once we do that in there, you also remember say last year NATCOM issue additional 5 new regulations there. What we take over in 2018, we only get a 3-pager on SIM registration. That is an embarrassment. right? From where they inform NATCOM 2006, then we get a 3-page regulation, will not be in-depth, will not take Bokut in there. But so NATCOM don't do a good job, they don't do 5 new regulations, of course, with support from the ministry and the AG's office. So a lot of work to go on. Then in there, and I go address issues like consumer protection, it will address boku issues there. Infrastructure sharing, national roaming, and bokutine.
So the states telecommunication when as Yaratel, we don't see them get so many challenges. We make them not be too effective in terms of providing the mobile service where people want. As part of our plan for 2022, in any way then they now on a list and who's change people go see in terms of the service where Yaratel they get as a state-owned telecommunication company.
Okay, first let I repeat myself again. Yaratel they on the list for privatization, National Commission for Privatization, just like the post office. Where I say last time I get updated. Where I say then they at contract negotiation stage, they don't tender, people they don't apply, they don't go through a very scrutinous process. So some company they now will go qualify where the NCP they negotiate with. Once that negotiation is done, then do the contract, I go cry and go cabinet. Yeah. We think say you require fresh capital, injection of private sector money into Yaratel for revitalizer and make them competitive, right? Of course, the HR and other issues then will be taken care of. In a part of the negotiations, so that employees who are old resources.
Because that's as waiting the ministry don't do as supervisory ministry for ensure say do not come out at the end of the day, because we all know the experience we be the way SAGA be the turn to Zudlab.
No. That one day, I know I'm for talk about but we all aware say
so waiting the ministry don't
because we not the leadership na SAGA not been the complete. Or it could have been a very seamless process. So now so their lessons learned would they bring out for inform this phobia on this process. But mind you, the ministry, the ministerial lead would they provide for Yaratel, they under the direct watch of the National Commission for Privatization, right? So that one I think is very important for talk about.
All right, they will tune at the program. In name now Mohamed Swaray, the Minister of Information and Communication. And they are this morning they tell what the ministry do inside 2021 and the thing them what they plan for do in 2022. Where they take short break and look at more issues.
Echo Bank, the leading bank Nasalo.
The vehicle especially.
And but I had no fear because you see on Saturday I've been on AYV for an hour and I tell people and say forget about the big names. We game plan for make sure say we keep the supplies of the ball from into 18 far away from 18. I mean Mahrez, extraordinary player, but we did a job on him. And you see we even score, it was disallowed. That tells you that we're not only just good at defending, but we create chances going forward. It's a start, it's a long process, but we're getting there.
You cry at the end of the day.
Oh yes, you know why? Because for the first time, each time we don't Nations Cup, the first two I in the World Cup, hopefully imagine in Gui 4 not. Ivory Coast in Gui 4. Then was it Zambia in 96? And then we had to hold the defending champion. This is the defending champions, right? Defending champions of the AFCON. I mean, with high profile players, for make we hold them to a goalless draw. We even scored is allowed. It tells you how far we come. I cry because of tears of joy. I cry because people they cry this team down at some point, thinking that we're not good enough. We just can't participate. And that's why on Saturday I told the people have faith in the team. One, we got a president. We don't invest in sport. He believes in football and sport as a whole. Now you begin to see the payoff of the investment. How much money don't spend. Now you see how the boys, they don't take the game with value and with seriousness and professionalism. And today, there was nothing short of professional. Everybody were there out there today, play with a heart out.
You surprised that home base win man of the match, not the Nations Cup. And probably the first goalkeeper for win man of the match.
It's no surprise to me. And I make her cry. You know why? Because this boy, from nowhere, I come from non-league, he break into Premier League, he played cup conditions under Johansson, now the Lions. He's one of the best keepers. In fact, mind you, will qualify Nagini. He was outstanding as well. He made some brilliant saves for keep Benin at bay. So the keeper we don't keep clean sheet not once, not twice, and at critical matches. So it just shows that we have to have faith. And this is why we need to invest in we local league. Because this tells you if a local league player, a home base player, win man of the match, it tells you the gap between the professionals and the home base is small. It's small. Yes, gap there, but it's small. It tells you who wants it more on the day, the winner. And for me, there were 11 man of the match option there. I mean, look at Steven Coker in their performance. Look at Kevin Wright. Look at Kake. I mean, look at Kwame. Look at, I mean, to name but a few. Everybody out there, the man of the match for we. They made we proud for whole Algeria. What talked about? I mean, they're not going to win streak. They win all the games there. We don't put them to a halt. And this is just a less warning to Ivory Coast. We came here with a game plan that we will go with at least 4 points, take us to the next round. And we're on course for that.
Well, that's the first team manager for the national football team, Leon Stars. We're now the technical director for Bo Rangers, Eric Lansana. They talk to Musa Kamara right inside Cameroon. Also, a call on government sport administrator them now the country for invest and promote local football for develop player them for national team. The program, Good Morning Salon, they continue.
Well, the program, they continue, and we still get the Minister of Information and Communication at the studio. But also, not forget, we still let's forget NACOVAC for response to concerns them. We come from over 50 Salon people and waiting now at the Lungi International Airport as in stranded and flights don't left them because NACOVAC not able to produce the certificate to them for use for board. Unfortunately, we're not able to get NACOVAC yet. We still make calls them forget somebody for respond as to waiting next year for happen because then people and the dummies and flights this morning due to NACOVAC then failure for producing certificates for let them board. Well, when they come back to the Minister of Information and Communication, I make for understand say today, Thursday, the 13th of January, government they finally pull the white paper and do from the Constitutional Review committee work where them don't do well. It don't take Salon but 17 years now for getting 1991 Constitution reviewed. We see the Peter Tucker reports been come out. Let's Justice Kawan Sef been do the CRC, but now government finally said today on the pull the white paper waiting Salon people for expect.
Okay, first I want to let Salon people there understand say this President Bill na also will keep in word. You said don't talk 17 years ago, now this journey begin, right? Before the expiration of the tenure of the last administration, then set up an 80-man committee representing all shades of opinion, then go across this country, billions of millions, then spend that on there. But at the end of the day, we'll get a white paper. We completely reject almost all of the things there we Sierra Leoneans there across the country been said they want for see in the reviewed constitution. So this president Naposo committed to the development of this country. The constitution is the basis for build a country. It was the parent law. So it put together a technical committee for let them review the original recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee, not to that white paper with them put together will reject all things. For let them revisit the original recommendations of the Constitutional Review Committee. I know in the last days in the 98 now, I listened to the late Justice Kawan, before he passed away. He been very disappointed. He sounded a very disappointed person. He felt betrayed that after all of the efforts they already don't put in, they don't reject the
So has government's recommendation
so this government, with Fidel to frame breaking changes. The President Bill don't take bold and audacious step there, repeal the criminal libel, abolish the death penalty, gender empowerment bill, the parliament. So then Boku bold in there. Before now, nobody know the members didn't say that will happen in a lifetime. But this is a transformative leader who generation don't get. So it pushes in there go before. So today, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I can tell you, say, you get real serious, some of the serious recommendations there. We people them don't make across this country good in this launch today. So the one we would invite, this is historic, really important. If you get an invite, let you go there. We say, of course, the one that will not get for Didi, be sure say no more. Then they stream and live on all social media platforms. Then go carry on live on the SLBC, and I'm sure on the other TV stations. 98 go there. So we want to make sure say because this is a very important thing. 17 years on, It's been all movement, all motion, no movement. The president again and the final push today.
Okay.
I mean, in typical talk and do fashion, right?
Continue for the with Mr. Minister. Inside the program, Good Morning Salon. Now we did take some message them we people don't send. This one from a Facebook page I go first read from Ali Ferro. They say Salpost does not have any technology as present. Bring the intended technology so people know how you plan to improve Salpost.
Our Facebook page, Unisa Akun Hassan Sisi, they say it will be appropriate for you to firstly reduce the cost and improve the quality internet connectivity for Sierra before thinking of privatization.
This one is improving ICT should also be important by ensuring that people in the provinces and villages get the same facilities. It's such a shame that in some districts or chiefdom you have to climb a tree to get connection.
All right, this other message where they come from the text line, the person they say, is this a deliberate attempt by NACOVAC not to respond to concerns from citizens who have missed their flight this morning because they might know what's the actual facts, but they don't want to speak to the public?
This one from Sanu Ibrahim, now Facebook page, you say investment in communication is a good step forward, Mr. Minister.
More messages. We look at this other one. Say, Mr. Minister, can you agree with me that your strengths are more on the communication sector and not information?
This other message say access to information is still a challenge. Most of these policies are just in document, but they did not speak to what it's all about.
This other one say it's time for heads to get role at the NACOVAC administration. It has been long, these concerns have been coming, and yet we haven't seen any action taken to solve the issues of the workers. President Bio, please shake them up.
Another message on the airport issue, Sai passenger then stranded, say it's so disheartening after you packed your bags, pay your air ticket, do your test, and due to some mistakes or some failure, you're not able to travel and miss your flight, all salon.
All right, so from the message, and they will come over to the Minister of Information and Communication as you go respond to the one that will come in from.
Okay, so somebody say, yes, we'll not reach out it to farthest and far from communities so we can pass communication. Yes, we are not there yet, but we don't make remarkable progress in the last couple of years. We don't encourage the mobile network operators there through enabling policies and regulations there for going far flung communities and locations there where they've not been a member of mobile connectivity before. It's still work in progress. We'll continue for push the boundaries. Yes, we'll continue for do that for make sure say nobody not go for the claim tick for talking about the community. But what to go around even on outreach or okay, our community president. But who communities who they go, they also tell we thank you for who don't let them get connected. So yes, I mean we recognize the challenges and still there. We'll continue for push. We'll continue for do the necessary policy reforms then for encourage more people there. You also know say there is the Universal Access Development Fund. We will work together with through NATCOM with the other institutions then for get more people connected. So that's work in progress. The baseline being very low. We'll take over. Next year, I don't know, I'll go on statistics, how many people then covered now, how many people they been covered before. And the want to see the progress in terms of facts and figures. Somebody, and also this is, somebody mentioned, say, it look like some strength more in communications than information. Well, that is news. Well, if I wonder if I've been getting strength in information now, what's it going to look like?
All right,
because minister did not come before me. I'm the minister who has repealed the criminal libel law, 65 years old, and this was not a walk in the park. This required bringing people together, disparate views, opposing views, cynical views, right from among cabinet colleagues from across this country, from opposition. So if that is not strength, then I wonder what else is. This is the same minister who has also passed through the cybersecurity and crime bill. This has been the most contentious, the most widely debated, the most public interest bill. This minister passed, and this minister don't visit more TV stations, more radio stations, have brought more innovation to the Ministry of Information.
When I be the big man at the room.
Oh yes, this minister, yes. This
The
minister
big boy.
don't visit
Alright,
more
let me
TV
just-
stations, don't do more interviews than any other minister in the history of Sierra Leone.
With the wrap
It
up the
happens, it
program
just
now,
don't have
but-
done this. It just happens, say it's happening at a time where other ministers may not come. Now under President Bio, the internet, social media don't pick up. I had a former minister of information visit me for the benefit of that person there. I know it's mischief and I know where it come from. So a former minister of information visits me. He said, you know what? He said, I don't envy your job. He said, oh, maybe then he said, nah, Attila radio station no more be there. He said, oh, you talk to me, say go inside the motor.
Right.
I said, I ask for right to respond. But today, from your village, you set an agenda, you do voice note, you post on Facebook. These are the things the Minister of Information has to contend with.
All right.
Citizen journalism and all of it.
We'll wrap the program up with this message. They say the UK government has removed the travel restrictions for people who are fully vaccinated. So, if you are traveling to the UK, you no longer need to do your pre-arrival test from Freetown. But NACOVAC is still charging and requiring people to do the test. So, as we wrap up the program now, we see text message and we can inside people on the call for let changes be action be taken against NACOVAC staff them, especially let heads and rules. Mean say let people let President Bio replace people as a government. And another thing say it's high time let NACOVAC really take up responsibility and heads and it for role at this time, as people they call for.
Well, as citizens, they don't say that. I sure say the appropriate authorities and go listen. If they not listen, I will convey. But let's not forget say the president just changed leadership in NACOVAC, bringing Dr. Jambai for lead response. The former coordinator don't get promoted as deputy minister of finance. So heads, they not already shifted. Well, they did not even rule.
So that's
They are
say
some
the
changes
presidents
there.
appreciate what they do.
Oh, definitely, they have done a very fantastic job. I mean, the world over they respect it. This is not to say there are not challenges. The important point is government committed for address and resolving challenges.
So you go believe say the people and still then along as we talk, NACOVAC still not respond to the yet as we wrap up.
Well, they will eventually respond.
When?
They will eventually respond. I know they speak for NACOVAC, but I just know say as government were concerned, we say to them people that they will regret the inconvenience when they go through. Everything will be done to ensure that their issues are sorted and they will.
All right, thank you very much, followers of the Green Movement. That was the message from Mohamed Swaray, the information minister. He implants them and also a review what you all they don't do. So I believe so when I don't listen to them. What you need for do now for share and also subscribe to this Green Movement YouTube channel. Now we operate more on YouTube channel. Me within the studio, Joseph Dima, the Bobo, SFPP Bobo. I tell you thanks. Share the program. Let's go help we all. Let's go help Mama Australians. Till we meet again. I go say tata. This now on Bobo. Dima the Great.